How's it, everybody? And a warm welcome to the NFT show. I'm your host, Philip Kalinko, and tonight we're going to be looking at some projects that are mooning despite the big bears that we have. Obviously, that includes Goblin Town. We're going to chat about it. I'm going to show you why I'm smiling, as well as many other projects as well. So it's going to be a relaxed show. Feel free to chat to me in the comments, and let's get into this. Let's have a look what we're dealing with over here. All right, so OpenSea volume yesterday was nice at 41 million compared to 26 million the day before. Almost a 30-40% increase. Volume today yet to be seen. However, because of the crypto markets, I think this is going to spook the gain that we had. So we saw last week the NASDAQ was doing well pretty much the whole week, recovering 3 or 4 solid days in a row. There was a delay, but over the weekend we had a nice pump on ETH and Bitcoin, and yesterday specifically went all the way up to just under 2,000 for ETH, $2,000, and about 32,000 for Bitcoin. And today we see the stock exchange opened. Yesterday was a public holiday. Today it opened and NASDAQ's down 1%, and we see ETH has dropped. All those gains are gone, 6%, and Bitcoin 5%. I think we do need to understand that, all the factors are lining up for a Q3 recovery, end of Q3. So it is going to be choppy in the crypto markets and in NFTs by extension for the next couple of months. That's the reality of the situation. Put on your safety belts. That doesn't mean there won't be trading opportunities. On the contrary, but I do think as far as when we actually get out of this bear market completely, going to be Q3. The Fed has still got a lot that they're going to do end of Q3. The Fed has still got a lot that they're going to do. We've got the elections coming up, which, there's going to be pressure on the Biden administration, sort of Q3 to start fixing the economy, depending on where it's at. That's going to help. I think for now we've got to realize the market that we're in. And, that's what's happening there. If we have a look at the top trending collections in the last 24 hours, we have Goblin Town as number 1. We're going to talk about Goblin Town a lot, sitting at a 7.45 ETH floor price. And huge volume. I mean, almost double, 2.5 times Bored Ape Yacht Club in the last 24 hours. Bored Ape Yacht Club has come up nicely, almost 100 ETH. It went as low as 85-ish. So that's really good. Akuma Dragons, we're going to chat about more tonight. We did cover them previously. They minted half. They've half minted. We're going to jump into there. Mutant Ape Yacht Club up from 18 to 19. Other deeds just under 3. Ill Poop at NFT, I have no idea, but sitting at number 6 at 0.17. CryptoPunks at space number 7. Rareland number 8. Elf Town, a sort of derivative of Goblin Town, sitting at number 9. Admit 1 at 17.3 Ethereum. We're going to dive deep into Admit 1 tonight as well. Clone X 12.6 ETH. A bit of a recovery. It was under 12. Goblin AI, a derivative of Goblins, sitting at number 12. Moonbirds at 21.5. Degen Tunes finally coming down a bit. Not that I'm glad finally, but it's been on a good run, but sitting at 1.29. I know it says that there's an increase. It's not. It was at 2 ETH yesterday. And Rektguy, which we're going to be covering. So it basically is made up of some projects we're going to be covering, as well as Goblin Town is the talk of the town. Going to get into that shortly. I'm smiling because I'm excited to get into it. Let's just go through all of this. If we have a look the last 24 hours, green versus red, there's a lot more green than we've seen in the past days. You see leading over here, 24-hour change, our friends Goblin Town. Clone X saying as much as 48%. That's Admit 1, which we're also covering. Those are the big movers. Adidas up 23%. So that's a bit of an overview. And as we're getting into Goblin Town, if we have a look here, what is trending in the last 5 minutes live? What is trending? Zombie Town, a derivative of Goblins. Ill Poop, where there was a rumor that it's Goblin Poop, is sitting there. We've got Johnny Depp's NFT trending, which I haven't seen for a long time, 23 sales at half a ETH. That is because, and as I was about to start the show, my wife said to me, come here, come here. I thought there was a spider or something. No, the verdict for Johnny Depp. I heard some of it, so I don't want to pretend like I know it all, but I think everything I heard was found in Johnny Depp's favor, everything across the board. Did she publish the op-ed about Johnny Depp? Yes. Was it their malice? Yes. Did it damage him? Yes. That's what I heard. So obviously people are now celebrating. I mean, that's incredible. To Never Fear Truth, up 22%, 26 transactions in the last 5 minutes. So that's definitely linked to that, which is incredible. We got Goblin Town sitting at 7 Ethereum. We've got Goblin Grits, a derivative, sitting at 0.135. We've got Elf Town with 7 transactions. So let's get into the Goblins. Okay, so first of all, I did a video on these guys when they were about 1 Ethereum about 2.5 weeks ago. And my advice was very simple. Do not go near these guys. There's no team docs. There's no roadmap. They even say on their website, no roadmap. Don't go near them. That was my synopsis. And in good conscience, I can't ask you guys or advise you guys or guide you guys into a project where I don't have information. So everyone who listened to me has lost a potential 6.7 Ethereum gain. With that said, if you had bought in at 1, I'm sure you would have been tempted to sell at 1.5, at 2, and 2.5, at 3, at 3.5, and so on. But very few projects get past the 5 ETH floor. And very few projects that I've ever seen get there so quickly. So this necessitated me to look into this in a lot more detail, which I did. And I still cannot, especially at 7.7 ETH. I mean, maybe they go to 20, I don't know. But I still cannot, in good conscience, without knowing the team and without knowing the project, tell myself or anyone to buy into this. However, there is something here, guys. There is something here. There's serious money in this. And I spent about 20 minutes before the show on their Twitter, which we're going to go through together. And that's why I'm smiling. It was a breath of fresh air. I'm being serious. It was like in this market that's completely bearish and doom and gloom, and it really is. And it's been depressing, and it's like I've been not depressed, but like down and out, I mean, it's horrible. All these amazing collections that I know are incredible, like, Bored Ape Yacht Club, Clone X, even Doodles, Cool Cats, all of these guys are down, okay? And it's not nice, right? And we've got crypto markets crashing, and America is going to go into recession, and all these serious things, the war in Ukraine. And spending time on these guys' Twitter made me smile, that I've been carrying that smile, okay? And that's priceless, okay? Right, so we're going to look at it together. There is a bit of alpha. I don't know how it's on their Twitter, so it's not so much alpha. But just to cut to that chase, they've got a drop coming, a free airdrop coming, or claim for free to holders on Friday night, which might be why we're seeing the pump. But let's just jump into the fundamentals here and look at this properly. But yeah, I mean, I guess sometimes you need to take your thinking hat off and your serious hat off, and just let your hair down a bit, right? And that's definitely what these guys have done, right? So, let's have a look here. This is the art. Whether you like Goblins or not, I think is irrelevant, right? Whether this appeals to you or not, I think the art is well done for what it is. And I did say that 2 weeks ago. And I said their website was well thought out 2 weeks ago. So I gave them props, and I still maintain that. Whether this appeals to you or not is irrelevant, or appeals to me or not is irrelevant. It is well done. It's clean. It's well done. So we got the art side of things, right? Then if we have a look here at the holder count, it's 46%. It's getting better. I would typically want it 50% or higher, but it's getting there because there is a huge amount of volume traded. Even not in a bear market, 20,000 Ethereum is a massive, massive amount. And a lot of it is smart buyers, which is incredible. And those guys are known to be diamond hand. So here, if we have a look, the floor, the bottom one is 7.3 Ethereum. And then we've got 7.48. So the floor is actually quite thin. If we jump onto activity over here. Yay, Ace of Wizards. Thank you for joining us. We're talking about Goblin Town. Went all the way to like 8.5 ETH earlier. It's absolutely incredible. So if you have a look here, they've got 600 sales today alone. You've also got rares going at like freaking, I saw one for 70 Ethereum or something absolutely crazy. Now, even if this wasn't a bear market, this is incredible. And for a bear market, this is just like unheard of. It really and truly is. Let's jump onto RC Tools because there we get a much better idea of the timeline. Let's actually drop it all the way to 30 days. And this gives you a visual representation that is much better. You can see this blue line over here. It is just trending up. That's all it's doing. Trending up. There has been consistent volume. I mean, usually there's gaps in here. This is for 30 days. There has been consistent volume. This poor guy sold at 0.001. Either he transferred it to himself or it was a mistake. But that is a very good looking chart. It really, really is. Right. We have a look here. 24-hour volume, 5,000 Ethereum. We sales floor 7 ETH. 24-hour sales, 763 sales in the last 24 hours, guys. So this is incredible. It really is. So I want to show you their Twitter, guys. And again, honestly, I loved being on this Twitter. So this is their Twitter. They've got just under 50,000 followers. So they've been teasing at a McDonald's drop. Sorry, I'm losing my voice a little bit. They've been teasing at a McDonald's drop, okay? Thanks, Ace. They've been teasing at this drop. Now, it's hard to read. So if you put it in Notepad and then make it, because it's all Goblin language, right? But this is their marketing, right? It doesn't seem random to me anymore. So I'll read it to you as best as I can. They say they are building. Goblin are building the burger. Free claim for Goblin. Or question mark EE or off the official site Friday night. Okay, so there's a claim on their official site on Friday night for McDonald's Goblin stuff. So while I was scrolling, they've actually created a Twitter account for this Mac Goblin Burger, okay? They've got 10,000 followers on this account already. It says, welcome to Mac Goblin Burger. I take your order. Community manager are here for you to get help with all your Goblin related needs at Gift Hell Burger. Let's go there. The WTF, right? And Goblin Town, okay? So they've got this burger drop coming up. I don't know, just reading this makes me smile, guys. I don't know, maybe time to just enjoy. I mean, does it need a roadmap? Yes, it does. Does it have one? No. Does it need a team docs? Yes, it does. Does it have one? No. But does it make someone smile? Yes. I mean, it does. So here they've created a whole website for the Goblin Burger. This is different to their website. This is their website. This is their normal website. Fucking enter already. All right, we click enter. And this is where you mint it, okay? Sorry, it's ringing in my ears. So they've made a completely separate website for their McDonald's claim, okay? which I think is so cool. I mean, these guys, them look here, they've all got McDonald's hats. The more I see it, the more I think that these guys might have this as an intentional marketing strategy. Honestly, I mean that it wasn't just fluke. They've been marketing it well. I mean, 7.5 ETH. I'm scared. No, okay, no, thank you. Right, but there's definitely something going on here. Right. If you just have a look here, this is just their tweets. Forget the retweets. I've removed those and all the memes that they do. Do I look like I know what a JPEG is? The numbers listed on OpenSea with them weeing. This is them saying that they team reveal. So they just honestly like memes, and they just taking the piss out of everyone. So Goblin team reveal. Okay. To laugh. Just to laugh. Tulof B Mech Kantrek Webtree Resa Goblin not really have firm grip on what Tolof do. Something it seemed like he just sit at the keyboard and go tickety tack. More team reveals soon. So they're poking fun at the fact that there's no reveal. Okay, pissing on a bored ape. I'm a mutant holder still. I got a new one. It still makes me smile. And he's saying here, more PP. I don't know, guys. Maybe I've lost the plot. Maybe it's been bear market for too long. And maybe I've lost the plot because, my head tells me that this is absolutely ridiculous. Right? And it is. It is. It's absolutely ridiculous. But if you look at the numbers, there is smart money in this. The volume is incredible. The floor price is incredible. Honestly, I mean, I don't know. There is something going on here. But it's just funny, man. And it's just lighthearted. We've been taking ourselves so seriously in the space and, more utility and build. And it's a breath of fresh air. It really is. Now, again, I'm not saying anyone should spend even 5 ETH, on something that there's nothing we can go by. We don't know the team. But these guys definitely, to my mind, looking at their Twitter and the posts and the website now and the McDonald's and all utility TP, I mean, all of that, there's something more going on. This is not just a bunch of 16-year-old kids who got lucky on a free mint. Or maybe it is, and they've since hired, here's Steve Aoki, they've since hired marketing people, and they're doing a great job. They really, really are. Now, everyone tends to think when something is mooning, no matter what it is, that it's going to continue mooning forever. That is not the case. There's a limit to anything. And I don't know. If I knew where that limit was, I'd be buying and selling these and making a fortune. I don't know where that limit is. I would have said that limit was 1 Ethereum. I then would have said when it got to 2 that was the limit. So very, very hard for me to give anything on it. But I mean, I'll take you to where they do the retweets here as well. So here, you can just see how much marketing is going in here with the ledger and all in the, and in just 1 month you'll have 17K from, so they, top collections the last 24 hours. This guy says, I deserve to be punished for fading goblins. I will let one influencer punch me in the face. I don't know, it's just nice. Time flies when you're having fun, and they're counting down to the airdrop, which is going to be this McDonald's thing. I don't know, guys. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. But you cannot ignore this. No matter what, you cannot ignore in a bear market this. This cannot be ignored. It's just, you can't. I'm sorry. So yeah, that's Goblins. Very, very interesting. Yeah, refreshing. I would still like to know the team so I can know their experience in the space. I want a roadmap so I can know their plans. What we do know is there's an airdrop coming, and that they've got a huge amount of budget now from secondary sales. to play with to deliver. And, they would be stupid not to deliver at this stage, because now they're onto something and they can really build this. The foundation of the community side is strong. And if they really want to, and they should want to, it's in their best interest, now they could really, really do something amazing, even more amazing with this. So, yeah, I'm the first to admit when I am potentially wrong. And potentially I was wrong to fade these guys at 1 Ethereum, potentially, but not financial advice or anything like that ever. But yeah, there's something going on, and the smile on my face when researching this project is worth a couple of ETH to me. Just do yourself a favor and just scroll through their Twitter. It is just incredible. So yeah, so that's Goblins. And now we look into another project that is mooning in this bear market. We've got Rektguy. This was a free mint also for people who owned OSF's previous work. So OSF's a very well-respected artist in the space. If we have a look over here, they've got 8,800 items, 4,500 owners. So just over 50% owner distribution ratio, floor price of 0.7 with 5,000 ETH traded. These guys only launched, like 2 weeks ago. And you can see over here that they've had good volume. And this is typical. This was pre-reveal, went as high as average price of just over an ETH, and now sitting at 0.63. There is no roadmap out currently on this. It's quite unique art. It does remind me a lot of Xcopy style, very much of that. And I think it probably is Xcopy inspired for sure. So OSF's a beloved artist and content creator. He's very, very well known. Snoop Dogg, Cosmo, Rau Paul, all notable guys, a lot of other notable guys all bought into this project, into Rektguy. And also some of them changed their Twitter PFP to this. So there is like notable buyers and holders in it. There's also was good sales for rares. There were sales, some of them for 20 Ethereum on the rarer ones. So an interesting project, definitely an art-only project for now. You do need to know that. If we jump here into the RC tools, can have a look here. It was revealed there, definitely on the 28th of May. And then you see here, you see some of the rares. There's a 20 ETH sale, a 19.69 ETH sale, 10 ETH sale, 20 ETH sale, 10 ETH sale. So that's always bullish when you've got rares selling at like 10 times the floor price. This, I don't know where this goes. It's not, typically art projects, they have a limit, and if there's no roadmap and no plans further for it, it's not gonna be something that you're buying to flip. I think if you're a fan of OSF and you like the art, then it's a great one. Again, once these projects come out, you do find that the artists sometimes do try and do a lot with the community, and OSF is as capable as any. So I'm sure that there will be something in the future, but for now there isn't. Here, if we have a look, the team is fully doxed, and anyone in the space knows OSF. We've also got Alien Queen involved. So at the moment, when you say what's utility or roadmap, it just says lol. What is the licensing agreement? CCO, which means that there's no copyright. You can use it as you see fit. So yeah, I mean, again, guys like this tend to try deliver, but there's nothing promised at all. No promises at all. And if we jump on their Twitter, you can see here OSF, who's the creator. He's got just under 120,000 followers. Co-founder of Canary Labs and Degen NFT, artist on Super Rare. Trader for Barclays, or ex-trader for Barclays. So there we go. All right, so that's Rektguy's new project that I wanted to put on your radar. The next one, which we saw also in the charts, is Admit One. Now, this one's really, really interesting. I just want to take you over here. So it's a 1,000 token. It was a POP that was given at Veecon, right? So this is Gmoney's NFT. Gmoney is notable in the space. Everyone knows Gmoney. He owns that rare crypto punk, the ape crypto punk, very involved in the space, very well respected in the space. So how he did this was at Veecon, as he was speaking to people and meeting people, he gave them a POAP, a POP, usually an attendance token, a virtual attendance token, which anyone who got that was able to reveal it for this NFT. It's just a ticket that says Admit One. There's no art to it, and it's sort of a ticket into, not sort of, it is a ticket into Gmoney's exclusive group. Now, I think this is a really clever way to launch an NFT, because we always say how important connecting with your community is. What better way than to give it out in person? So literally have a chat to the guy, nice to meet you, da-da-da, here it is. You get to meet each and every single person in your community, and it creates a bond, in real life, to meet someone. It creates a bond that will be remembered by both people, and that definitely breeds diamond hands for sure, and a good community. So, we've seen it with Kevin Rose and Proof, what a strong community can be. And we went through that stage of alpha passes, like koshas and champs. That was the meta, and I think those are still absolutely incredible. But what we've seen here, the sort of like Proof Collective, this one here, Admit One, these are almost like exclusive club memberships. Arguably Bored Ape Yacht Club is the same. Also an exclusive club membership. And so this is the same thing at Admit One. And you can see here, a 17.5 ETH floor, 86% owner distribution, which is obviously because everyone was given one. I wonder how, maybe the rest was for the team or whatever it may be. But yeah, you've got a really great owner distribution. And we have a look over here. Sales are coming in nicely. Let's jump onto RC Tools. It always gives us a much better view. So remember, we're dealing with an 1,000 collection here, okay? So it's going to be harder to get that solid line. So volume has been 2,700 ETH, but it's a big priced NFT, right? Let's have a look here. Chickens, my friend. We just spoke about the Goblins. You missed it. We just spoke about it. You'll see once we finish the stream. It's in the beginning. We just spoke about it, but there's more alpha coming. So stick around, my friend. All right. So we're talking, Dickens. We talk about Admit One, the recent NFT by Gmoney, 1 week old, 18 ETH floor, and they wanted to build an exclusive community, and Gmoney can definitely do it. I'll just take you onto Gmoney here. So this is the website. I'm sure I follow Gmoney. Actually, I know I follow him. Let's go on here. There he is. So you can see here, 266,000 followers, which is massive. Ape holder, that's his rare ape over there. And yeah, definitely a good guy to be associated with. So if you are looking for an exclusive club, Admit One might be that club for you. If we jump onto the FAQ here, let's have a look at it. So they're saying Admit One is your entry into the Gmoney ecosystem. The journey begins here. There will be 1,000 as the max, right? How long is it valid? The Admit One is valid for a period of 3 years after the NFTs are first distributed. Members may receive special opportunities, experiences, or utility as determined by Gmoney LLC at its sole discretion. Is there a Discord? Yeah, there will be a private gated one. All right, so yeah, guys, interesting project. I do suggest that you go onto his website if you're interested, have a read through. Their manifesto also has a lot of information. Then we've got Tigerbob. Now, we actually bought you Tigerbob before, and Tigerbob was launched. Let's just go back here. 1, 2, 3, 4 days ago. Okay, today's still happening, so don't take too much into that. So I have put a link to Tigerbob review in the description. I'm not going to go through all of it again. It's by Cosmo and Rau, very well respected tattoo artist. Kevin Rose is well behind this project. So it's not Kevin Rose's project, but the proof community like this project and support this project. And one thing that you do need to know about these that's very, very important, and we did mention it in the first video as well, you do not get CCO rights. So you don't have permission to use your NFT in any way. And these guys have already started sending letters out to people who are misusing it, just by the way. So they are enforcing that quite strongly. So yeah, I mean, if you're interested, check into it. Reason it's on here is because, you know, in 5 days, it's done almost 2,000 ETH in volume. It's on the top 10 chart for the last few days. And it is one that we couldn't really talk about NFTs that are mooning in a bear market and not mention these guys over here. And then we have Akuma Dragons. So we also did a review on this very recently. This is the Soul Project Baruko Dragons. This is their Ethereum equivalent. They minted. They're still minting, but it's paused at the moment. I'll tell you about it. So they minted yesterday, but there was a big, big problem, and people were able to mint more than one of these. They stopped the mint, right? And they also said that they're going to be giving from their community wallet. They're not going to be claiming their team ones, so that more people who were, let down by this have an opportunity to mint. So there was quite a lot of FUD, and that is probably why you're seeing this floor price as what it is. I do think anything around half an ETH long term is a good buy. This is a very well respected Solana project with a strong Solana floor. So we know the team is capable. We know that it's a good team behind it. And I think without the FUD, these would not be less than 1 ETH, even in today's market. The only reason that maybe now isn't the best time, and it's hard to know, is because there are going to be this is a 10,000 collection, so it's going to be a 10,000 collection when they resume mint. So we do know that there's going to be double the supply on the market than there is currently, but then it's going to come to pre-reveal when it will pump again, and then it will dip post-reveal. So if you really like the soul equivalent of this project and you like this team, now might be a good time to get in. But anything around half a ETH in my mind is a good time to get into this. Not financial advice, but yeah, I mean, I can tell from their response, in my opinion, that they didn't do this on purpose. The problem with the mint, contract is completed, have submitted to auditors, stay tuned. Upon resumption of the launch, all Akuma unrevealed will be revealed immediately as the mint closes. The team is finishing up final fixes. So they've really kept everyone updated. They have said that, yeah, you can see approximately 5% of the total supply was exploited. Team will give up their supply for allowers to participate. It will stay on the current contract. A relaunch will happen. They've really admitted to their mistakes. They've shown where the hiccup happened, and they've taken it on the chin. They're doing everything they can. They have been very vocal. This is all in the last 24 hours, everything I've been scrolling. They've kept everyone up to date. So all things considered, I think they've handled this as best as they could, and it hasn't turned me off. And I am eyeing an entry. I don't have whitelist. I am eyeing an entry, potential entry. And yeah, is one that I wanted to keep on your radar. If we jump into here on IC Tools, see current floor price 0.6, sales volume, total volume Okay, obviously because it's been 1 day only, that looks a bit thinner than it really is. Let's make it 1 day. You can see not a huge amount of sales going on currently. Who knows, guys? You never really know with these things. I'm saying who knows how it's going to do. But I think medium term, next couple of weeks, these will be over 1 ETH all day, obviously depending on so much, depending on the market, depending on everything else, So yeah, guys, that's today's show. But feel free. I mean, I'm here. I'll keep it open for a little while, see what comments we got. If you want to ask anything, let me know. Don't know if you guys like this. I've put it, this. The second screen is up now, so I'm looking at the comments now. I don't know if that's better than me always before looking here. Not sure. We've also got new cameras and new lighting. Don't know if you can tell. The quality is better. We've also got a new logo. Let's see if you can see it. Don't think you can. Don't think you can see the new logo. Only when I have two people. You can sort of see it's there. It's behind me there. You can't really see it. But yeah, so lots of things happening. Yeah, using the time to build. And yeah. All right, we got a question here. How do I feel about data sales now? Theo, how do I feel about data sales now? I've picked up another 2 at around 0.2 where it is at the moment. I think everything I said before, I still do. They're a great in real life brand with great relationships with other brands in the space. That hasn't changed. We are in a bear market. Okay, there's a lot of good projects that are sitting very, very low, and I think this is the time to buy. It's the same as Janky Haste. They below 0.1. I've also picked up a couple of those because they're very similar to data sales in my mind. Janky, Gugumon, they've got those different in real life toys that they do. They did them for Bored Ape Yacht Club, and it just takes one announcement by these guys to double the floor price, right? So I do think data sales, anything 0.15, 0.2, you'll be able to 2x on the next good collab announcement. So I'm still bullish on them. Long term, I'm bullish on them. They've got a great company, in real life company behind them. So as far as the space goes, brands like that, same reason why I'm bullish on Adidas and Nike. These guys with good existing companies in real life, Web2 companies that come in the space and where their brands fit into NFTs, and data sales does, and so does Janky Haste, so does Adidas, so does Nike, where there's a perfect fit to NFTs and their business, then it works. So yeah, I'm still bullish on them. I am. You'll see the one that I've got from before, I'm still holding, and I paid 0.65. But I'm happy to hold at this point. I think they will go back there when market goes back and when there's proper announcements and collabs. So yeah, that's how I feel about that. Theo, big fan of the channel. I feel the same. Yeah. Bought another. Yeah, I mean, I think that this is the time. Look, as I said in the beginning of the show, and let me just share my screen at the moment on crypto, because I do, beginning of today's show, I do feel that there's a lot of pain ahead. So Q3 of this year, end of Q3, is when I think the markets are only going to start long-term changing. There's going to be ups and downs in between. I do not believe, and I said this in my Discord about a week or two ago, and I still feel the same way. And I'm not happy about it, but I don't believe that this is the bottom. I don't on either of these. And as these go further, I do think that obviously NFTs are going to go down further. So yeah, Q3, end of Q3 is where it's at. That's when we'll really have a chance to come out of this, in my opinion, properly. So just be very careful. The reason I brought this up again now, just be very careful. Very selective deploying ETH at the moment. Very, very selective. Maybe if you sell something at this point at a high floor price, you get in, let's just say 5 ETH or whatever, possibly change it into USDC. If you're sitting on ETH, just try to time your entry as best as possible, because I know this feels like the bottom, but I do think that there's some more pain to come. I do. But if you're there long term, and like I am, and a data sells at 0.2 long term, I don't think we can go wrong. Something to that effect, right? We saw a pump on Cool Cats as well. They've gone all the way down to 3.5. Then they came out with a statement. The statement was absolutely no new news at all. Nothing was new. So basically, that they'd previously had a round of seed fund where they raised funds. We all knew that. That they're going to be going back to their roots, one or two things. And we saw them pump all the way to 4.5, close to 5 Ethereum. So, blue chips, good to pick up. I'll show you guys what I'm eyeing at the moment. Let me close all of this without closing off you guys, okay? And I'll show you what I'm eyeing at the moment. I'm going to open a new window. Again, not financial advice at all. NFTs to buy. Open all of them. Okay, I've got to get this one down to my bottom screen for a second here, guys. Okay. Hold on. And then I'm going to share my screen for you. All right, so these are some of the ones that I'm eyeing at the moment. Okay, so this first one, of course, waiting on OpenSea. This first one I'm not eyeing for an entry, to be honest. I'm just eyeing out of interest. So I'm just keeping an eye on Azuki out of interest. They went to 10. They've recovered to 12. I'm just interested to see what happens in this situation long term, but I'm not interested in purchasing. So that's why that one is there. Bored Ape Kennel Club. Bored Ape Kennel Club, it's under the Yuga Labs Bored Ape umbrella, but they have specifically said that the mecha dogs are coming. So, the dogs are the only ones that haven't really gotten an airdrop. That is coming. They've held their floor nicely because of this. But I do think in normal market conditions, like everything else, I mean, these would be, here they were before we had that dump. After the other deed land sale, they were sitting at 14 Ethereum. So, if you've been wanting to get into the Bored Ape Yacht Club ecosystem, this is a good way. Obviously, other deeds, which is also here on my tabs, is a good way, a cheaper way to get in as well, but we don't really know much about it. I've been keeping an eye on Clone X, guys. I almost picked up a second one the other day, and instead of it, I picked up a doodle because I already have one, but there was one at 12.5 ETH that looks almost identical to mine, but it had this like sick top hat, steampunk top hat. And I was umming and ahhing, and then it just disappeared. So the guy decided not to sell it. But honestly, all day long, this is a great buy at 12.5 Ethereum. Yes, the market might go worse in the next couple of weeks, months. This could go to 10, possibly. But I'm saying 6 months, a year, this is going to be 20 ETH floor all day, in my opinion, not financial advice. Doodles, I was able to pick one up at 11.4 ETH. For me, in my mind, I'm very risk adverse. This is a riskier play than Clone X or Bored Ape Yacht Club. Just because they're slightly newer, but the team is established, they're builders in the space, and they have proven what they can do. Also, they've got those studios behind them, which are very capable. The West, forget the name, very capable studios doing their dev work. So, yeah, I mean, if I didn't have a Doodles or a Clone X, I would, and they're the same price at the moment, I would pick up a Clone X over it. But, I thought, let me diversify. Gutter Cat Gang, I've always been a big fan of these guys. I like their work. This is the main, the cat, not any of the derivatives, not any of the sub-collections, not, the dogs, the rats, the pigeons or whatever. This is the main OG collection. They hit 10 ETH in the last bull run. But again, just because something hit 10 ETH, just in general, I'm not talking about this project, but just because something hit 10 ETH doesn't mean it's going to hit 10 ETH again. There's a lot of projects that hit 10 ETH and never, ever come back, ever. So all-time highs you can factor in, but you don't have to. It doesn't mean just because it's hit there before that it's going to hit there again. But I know that these guys are building for the metaverse, and I like the team. I've had some dealings with them, and I'm a big fan. So I'm eyeing that out. Hero Galaxy, and they're doing incredible things at the moment. They really are. They're a relatively newer collection compared to the OG projects that we've just looked through. But they really are building and doing interesting things with their own takes on it. We've covered them before as well. You can search for the video on our YouTube channel. They've got NFT Worlds. They also they're really doing well. Their staking is huge. So don't look at the own account. They're giving rewards for staking. They do weekly drops of accessories, so I'm eyeing them. Jenkins the Valet is a very interesting project that I think people don't give enough credit to or don't even know about. But these guys just announced about a week or two ago, not even about a week ago, that they raised something. I don't want to give an amount, but I think like $30 million they've successfully raised in seed funding. Must have been this day here, the 20th of May. Must have been when there were those 43 sales. So 2 weeks ago. And you can see it jumped all the way to 2 ETH. We have also reviewed this project before. You basically get writing rights. They help you publish or whatever. But yeah, definitely a good project. And again, usually with that news that happened, they'd be sitting over 2 ETH all day. And we got Llamaverse Genesis, another alpha group pass. Sitting nicely at 3.25. I have owned one of these before. Between my champs only, my kosher pass, and the few others I've got, there was nothing extra there per se, but definitely a high-end alpha group. I would put it on a level with like a dark echelon as well. And we got mutants. If I had enough ETH when I bought the doodle, I might have bought another mutant because they were sitting at about 18 Ethereum. But I didn't have enough. But I think these are self-explanatory. Why they would be a good long-term investment. Space Doodles, the same as Doodles. It's exactly the same thing. NanoPass I'm watching. I think, their latest launch that they had has brought the floor price down here. I'll be completely upfront and honest with you guys. I am a little bit concerned about metaverse projects. We had the metaverse meta with NFT Worlds when NFT Worlds went all the way to 20 Ethereum. Then we had Worldwide Wedland at almost 5 ETH and NanoPass here and Metaverse. And that was the meta of the metaverse. What has changed since then is the biggest project in the space, Yuga Labs, is developing a metaverse. And I do think that is something that and I even said it 3-4 months ago, that before the other deed land launch, I said that I was de-risking and getting out of some metaverse projects. So I'm eyeing it because I was a holder. I sold quite a bit higher than this, and I liked being in the project. I like the team and everything they're doing, but I'm a bit skeptical of metaverse projects at the moment. But I am watching that one. Then Cool Pets. I do think that these, are worth watching. Obviously, they lost their CEO, and they have said that now that when they came out the other day, they said they've got a board of directors and whatever. But I do think that when and if the main Cool Cats collection recovers, these will recover also. So, if you like the ecosystem, you want to get in, but you don't want to spend the ETH on a Cool Cats, Cool Pets is a good way to get in. MFers I'm watching as well. So this was the meme project, but it's by Satoshi, and he came out with an announcement today or yesterday where he marked on a piece of paper on their Twitter. Where's their Twitter? The 22nd of June, which is not unlike him because he hasn't really promised anything here. But he. Here you go. Marked on the calendar. Also another meme project that was really hyped. Not as hyped as our friends Goblins, but also went to 5 Ethereum. And Satoshi I like a lot and respect him a lot. So the 22nd of June, something is happening. And that's one to keep an eye on as well. The deed, also self-explanatory. We did that video. It's actually one of my most viewed videos with a deep dive analysis on other deed, all the lands, what the lands mean. So if you want to, you can check that out on our YouTube channel. Then these guys I'm watching really, really carefully. This is the the RTKFT MNLTH box, the second one that hasn't been opened yet. I'm keeping an eye here. I would really like to pick another one up. My target price is about 2.5 ETH, and I'm watching it. And then these I'm just watching out of interest, the floor price on those. 10KTF, now the spotlight's not on them. So this is like their sub-collection of blanks, starting at 0.2. And then I'm also watching this as well. What I'm specifically watching is I want to get a cap or hoodie, because those are rarer. So I like just constantly do what I'm doing here. I scan the first 4 lines to see if there's any caps or hoodies. There isn't. If there was, I would buy into it, because those are much rarer. Because if you look here, if you go here to item, you can see there's like 10,000 backpacks, 6,000 shoes, 1,500 socks. But for some reason, the socks are not as treasured, even though there's less of them. But then you start to get the rares, is the hoodies there, and the new cat-eyed hoodie. There's only 1,600 respectively. And then the snapback and the 5-panel caps are sort of the rarest. So if I could get one of those at close to floor, I would pull the trigger on those immediately. Degen Tunes, I've been keeping an eye on. They had that incredible run. They've got their dynamite thing. I don't know if it's just happened or happening soon, but maybe that's why the floor price has dropped a bit. Actually thinking about it is because that drop is complete now, and that's typical for these type of projects. CPG Pop, I did mention them and did a whole review on them about a week ago, so you can go have a look at that. But bullish on them for sure, and this is a good entry price. And I'm keeping my eyes on the Goblins, more out of interest than anything else, but definitely watch the beginning of this video if you want to see me smiling for 15 minutes solid. Moonbird Oddities, Kevin Rose's ecosystem. This was the drop that all Moonbird holders who had their Moonbird staked for a certain amount of time got. And he said in, I think, July, there'll be a reveal. I'm eyeing these at about a 2.5 ETH entry, if possible, into that ecosystem. Rektguy, we spoke about tonight. The vials I'm watching because I'm trying to pick up a floor one, and then I'm going to sell my demon because I don't need a demon. I'm happy to so I've listed my demon at 2.6 something ETH. The floor's about 2.5 ETH. If that sells, I'll pick up a floor. But on Luxray, I've also put a collection-wide offer on for about 0.375 or something. So I want to get one of these and swap it for the demon. I want to have one, but I don't need the demon. I'd rather have the 2 ETH. And then Akuma Dragons, which we spoke about tonight. So those are the ones that I'm watching in this market. And again, there isn't any rush at the moment because, as I said, I do think that this market has got, unfortunately, a bit more pain ahead of it. So there's no rush, but I'm keeping an eye. Those are the ones that I'm actively watching. Obviously, everyone's at their own risk tolerance, and so yours might be different to mine. So, guys, thank you for joining me. I've loved this show. I've enjoyed covering our friends, the Goblins, and admitting that I was potentially wrong. But if you missed it, watch it. If you haven't already, please hit it now while we're live. It helps on the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe, and I'll be back on Friday with Cade from George Kidham. He is now our resident Freestyle Friday guy. He's going to be coming every single Friday. So Cade and I will be vibing, chatting NFTs and live again on Friday. Everyone look after yourselves. Thanks for your time. Thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Ciao, guys.